Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ms. Indrakshi Bhattacharya from the Journal and Publications Committee ICMEI. Welcome everyone to the webinar organized by the Journal and Publications Committee ICMEI today. India is a known agrarian economy for ages, and as such, agriculture continues to be the key driver of the Indian economy. CMAs can contribute to agri entrepreneurship development, leveraging innovation to address challenges such as resource constraints, market access, and climate change. So, today we are going to have the webinar on this topic, role of CMAs in agri prosperity. And we have with us as resource person today CMA Jyotsna Rajpal ma'am. She is a practicing cost accountant at Nagpur. We welcome you, ma'am. We have with us our chairman, sir, chairman, Journal and Publications Committee, ICMEI, and council member, CMA Harshat S. Deshpande, sir. We welcome you, sir. We have with us our HOD, ma'am, additional director and HOD, Journal and Publications Committee, ICMEI, CMA Shucharita Chakraborty, madam. And also we have with us our journal team members also. So just before we start, we are playing the Institute anthem and then we will start our session.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति.
So now I would request our chairman, sir, CMA Harshat S. Deshpande, sir, to give his address.
Thank you, Indrakshi. Thank you, Sucharita madam, for organizing this webinar. I welcome Jyotsna madam for this today's webinar. So, friends, kindly excuse me for these days are the very busy days for all of us. I mean, you must understand that I'm also on the way for some meetings, and that is what making our days very busy, and that is why perhaps I'm on the way of some meetings. So kindly excuse me for that. So while we are pursuing the matters, especially with the income tax, at the same time we are this our local this agricultural cost management. This was the theme of the our last journal, and we are grateful to Jyotsna madam for agreeing to share her thoughts about how cost management would be useful in agriculture. So in this regard, friends, I was having a pleasure working with Jyotsna madam and entire team last year in the agricultural cost management board. And Jyotsna madam was one of the leading faculty. She has written that course content about this cost management, agricultural cost management. That is the course which we launched last year. That is in association with IGNU and our institute. So with that course, now we are trying to pass on this cost management technique to one of the bigger sectors. That rather the we always say that agriculture is our backbone. So by that means we are trying to reaching out to the farmers and the agricultural community. So I'm sure that madam is going to take us to her presentation, and I'm sure that you will find it very useful, and this will be applicable universally. So you can our techniques, I'm sure you will be all will be enjoying, and it will be a great session. At the same time, I would also like to just say, be, what is happening in the globe. So just day before yesterday, there was a tweet from Elon Musk. Okay, so in fact, that was a retweet of one tweet which was done by this Satya Nadella. He's the CEO of the Google. And what was it? So it was about there was a one video about how to use AI to reduce the cost of production of sugarcane. Okay, so that is something amazed me. And this was from Pune district, from my own place. I'm from Pune, and this to be more precise, from the Baramati district. So one farmer has done, used the AI technology for sugar cane crops, and how that article was about how he has used that AI technique so that he can reduce the cost and increase the output. So that is something, a matter of interest for all of us, that this is very much possible. And we as a cost and management accountants, of course, we are in a better position to know this, and further not only know ourselves but to pass on to the stakeholders like agriculturalists and government. So this is how we can improve, and this is what perhaps we would like to contribute as a cost and management accountant to our country as well as to the nation. So I will not take much of the time, because I'm also eager to listen from the madam. So with this again, I say thank you all of you for listening to me. And let me assure you that on this burning topic of income tax, our council is doing our best, trying to reach out to maximum members of the select committee and MPs. You can see all these activities, what we are doing on this various social media handles, and we will definitely require your help, because we as a community, we have to fight it out together. So wherever you have got any connect with the especially MPs, that too with the select committee members, so it will be very grateful for us. Kindly do reach out for such kind of connects with us. We will provide you all the necessary things, maybe memorandum or the whatever the representations required. But we have to fight this out together. So we would like to, you are already given us a lot of support help. So I look forward that consolidated effort from everybody, and let us hope that the best will happen. So thank you very much, and I request Indrakshi to kindly take it over.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So I had the privilege of now introducing our resource person today, CMA Jyotsna Rajpal ma'am. She is a practicing CMA with 33 years of experience in the industry and academics. She has exposure to 25 plus industries and specializes in the strategy, cost management, systems development, various statutory and management audits, project financing, and public issues management, etc. Apart from being the practitioner, she is also a writer and orator. Her profile in the initial years included IPO management, project financing, and developing management systems. As a budding professional, she capitalized on this rich exposure by venturing into manufacturing business and attained milestones like creating many projects, awards, and recognitions at state and national level. Her efforts were also recognized by Economic Times Power of Ideas. Being a CMA, her specializations encompass systems development and implementation, with systems that provide decision making inputs to top management for their consistent business growth. Specially mentioned are sugar, refined oil, power, FMCG, distillery, LPG, and transport industries. Ma'am has contributed papers in the seminars and the workshops, and also she has contributed for our institute's study materials and journals. We welcome you, madam. It's really an honor for us to have you in this webinar today. So requesting ma'am to now give it. Ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction,
Thank you, ma'am.
such a generous introduction. In fact, I didn't know all this thing about me. So, first of all, I would like to thank Journal and Publications Committee Chairman and HOD Sucharita ma'am for inviting me to this forum, this platform, and allowed me to share my experiences. I would like to make one thing very clear, that I have not much to do with the agriculture. I'm not from an agriculture background. I am at core a CMA, and I see everywhere that CMA, as a CMA, how can we contribute to the growth of the business or any sector wherever we are working, and ultimately to the nation building. So that is my core. So if I am wrong somewhere regarding some agricultural facts, so please excuse me for that or correct me for that. So we will talk a bit about the role of CMA in agri prosperity, how we can contribute towards it. So I hope my PPT is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So friends, we are for the industry. And looking at this picture, whatever is on the screen, we first thing, first word comes to our mind, that is our industry. That is a core area where we are really working. And if we look at the second picture, what will come next to your mind? That will be agriculture. And I feel that most of our members, most of our people of our institute, like all the members, so except they have good agricultural background, so it is very hard for us to connect these two sectors. But in my view, agriculture is equal to industry. This is my core learning till date. I can say agriculture is equivalent to an industry. It is nonetheless, it may be more than an industry. What we have for the industry, what are the basic characteristics of an industry? That is, number one, it has to be an economic activity. Number two, there has to be some conversion of inputs into outputs. Outputs may be in the form of some manufacturing, some product, something, or maybe some services. And third is with the use of machines with or without power. These are the three basic ingredients with which we can say, yes, if these three things are qualified, some venture, some business will be called as industry. And friends, if you look honestly and with independent mind, you will find all the three in the agriculture as well. Like farmer is doing all the agriculture activities to attain some economic benefits. So it is an economic activity. Then we are converting inputs into output. What are the inputs? First input is seed. And this is one of the very unique industry where the input output ratio is has no match. In suppose if I talk about sugar industry or cotton industry or any other industry, there has to be some yield will be lesser than the input. Like if I am pouring in 100 kg of aluminum scrap, I will be getting only 88 kgs of ingots. But in case of agriculture, this ratio is enormous. If I put 10 seeds, I may be getting 1,000 seeds. So it is very nice. Like this ratio in agriculture is very high, and this I think this only factor makes it equivalent to industry. Then for this, we have to use all machines like farm implements, tractors are there, some harvester machines are there. Nowadays, a lot of mechanization is going on. So all the three factors are being considered. Sorry, all the three factors are there in the agriculture as well. So in my view, it is equivalent to industry. And its output is, what is the output? Outputs are many. It is not like we are only growing grains or pulses or vegetables. We have many outcomes. Fruits are there, vegetables are there, cotton is there, sericulture is there, aquaculture is there, livestock are there, forestry, and many more. So all these products are output. And the most interesting part is that all these products become raw material for some of our industries also. So agriculture itself is an industry, but at the same time, it acts as a like we can say interdependent with the to supply basic raw material for many industries. So there are many agro-based industries which are totally dependent on the agriculture. So industry and agriculture are totally interdependent. That's why I think we have a bigger role to play. We as CMA has a much more role to play. Now let's talk about the size of this industry. We all know this gigantic statue, the largest statue of the world, 182 meters high. Our agriculture sector is also gigantic like this statue. It provides food for 1400 million population. It provides employment to 55% of total Indian population. It's the second largest food producer of the world. Whatever may be the item, like I just named you few things like pulses are there, oilseeds are there, grains are there, cereals are there. So in every product, we are either number one or number two in the world. So that's why on safe side only, I have given the second largest food producer, because in some cases we are one, in some cases we are two. So this is how our this agriculture activity goes on. Then it is growing currently for last 5 years. It is growing at the rate of 5% average annual growth rate. So this is also quite high. Then in the budget of 25-26, we have budget allocation of 1.38 lakh crores for this agriculture sector. And this is contributing, if we have given a huge sum of 38 lakh crores for this activity, it is also giving back to the GDP at the rate of 16% of GDP. It is contributing 16% towards the national GDP. So this industry is bigger than I think any other industry of the country. And who is the person behind this industry? That person is farmer. We all imagine a happy farmer to be like this with his farm. He is the happiest person. He is the most satisfied person. I always say that whenever you see your food plate, first of all, you must thank to the farmer who is behind all those products which are there on your food palette. So we want this person to be smiling always. If this person stops doing, because nowadays we all everywhere at every platform we are talking about farmer distress. So if by any chance this community stops working in their own domain, that is food production, agriculture, etc., what will be the condition of the country? First of all, what we can imagine, we will be having a mass starvation, because without food, we cannot survive beyond 3 months. So if farmer is not working, he stops doing agriculture business. So we will all be forced to starve. Then starvation will come much later. Means we can survive without food for 3 months. Ecological balance will start happening immediately, because these are the crops and trees and all which create ecological balance. So all the ecological balance will be going away. Then there will be no agro-based industries. If there are no agro-based industries, then we will be facing short of employment. It's a different thing that because of starvation, we will be losing many people. But still, initially, we will face lot of employment shortage. And this all will lead to the economic collapse. So just to imagine that if farmer stops performing, that beautiful fertile land will become like a barren land like this. So we have to step in to save our farmer from all the difficulties, and we have to maintain his smile. And we need to give him that dignified life for our survival. It is not that we are helping him to be happy, we are helping him to survive. We have to support him to continue our survival. For our better survival, we need to help the farmers. So how we can do this? So let us understand some basic challenges of the farming, which most of the people are talking in present day scenario. So first is, like in India, we have all fragmented land holdings. We have marginal farmers below 1 hectare of land to a great extent. So fragmented land holdings, if he is having only 1 hectare or even 2 hectares of land, so he cannot grow much of the crops. He's forced to take two, three small crops depending upon the season. So that is one of the basic challenge. Then, despite of the small land holdings, he can do better if he is being provided with the better irrigation or adequate irrigation facilities. So even adequate irrigation facilities are not there. Then poor access to the credit, lack of mechanizations. Either some areas are not having proper farm implements and or you can say farm equipments. Some farmers are not in position to utilize the benefit of those farm equipments because of lack of money, or sometimes even their land holding is so small that it is like if you say if two land piece is only of 2 acres or say half hectare or 1 hectare. So it is not possible for us to take tractor to the farm and do the basic soil preparation, or it is not possible for us to take harvester machine to the farm and cut the crops. So these things are like restrict farmers to use the mechanization and even available mechanization. Then poor storage facilities. If the crop is very good, yield is very good, still some places in some areas we are facing the lack of storage facilities. Then we all know that a lot of farmers are dependent on the monsoon. Then soil fertility is continuously depleting because of too much of the chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides, etc. Soil fertility is going down. Then inadequate market access is there, and climate is very vulnerable. We all know this because of this climate change and all. But the best part, or you can say solace, is there that many agencies are working on these issues. So all these challenges are in the knowledge of government, in the knowledge of all the agencies who are working for the farmers, may it be like government agencies or NGOs, or lot many people are working, lot many agencies are working on this, and they are trying to address one or other way all these hurdles, all these challenges. But there are far more challenges. Then you must be thinking that why I am talking the role of CMAs. But there are further more challenges which I consider as major challenges for the farming. So these challenges can be addressed only by the CMAs. Number one, lack of financial literacy. Even if you see a farmer who is very who's doing very well, like sir just said, I take the example of Western Maharashtra. Their farmers are very well to do. They are very good. They are very financially stable, but still they lack financial literacy. Then because they are not financially literate, then because of that illiteracy, they do not know that what discipline to be followed to become or remain financially stable. Then when they don't know the financial discipline, and you cannot imagine that they will be cost conscious. They are not at all cost conscious. These are the three factors which we can tell them by training, or which we can inculcate. These three things we can help them to come out of these three problems, these three challenges. Then poor yield management. Farmers are hardly concerned about the yield aspect of the crops. Then labor deployment is also poor in many of the regions. Especially, I come from Vidarbh, so I talk about the Vidarbh region. That what happens when there is no farming season, like from March 15th to say June 15th or June 20th, till the monsoon starts. So at that is the time when all the farmers, all the farm laborers, they all remain vacant. They don't have much to do. They don't have anything to take care of. So if they utilize that time to do some more activities, to take some ancillary things, they can be better equipped, they can be better placed. Then lack of initiatives for the ancillary activities. If you tell farmers that why, along with the farming activity, why don't you take some other ancillary activity? It may be like dairy farming, it may be like poultry, it may be goat rearing, it may be anything. Then or it may be like processing, value addition to your products, value addition to your crop, but they have some reservations to take up such kind of activities. So these are the six aspects, these are the six major challenges which I feel where only CMAs can help. We can make them financially literate. We can tell them about the financial aspects, significance of financial literacy. Then we can tell them about the financial discipline, and we can make them cost conscious. And likewise, we can help them to turn around their life. So, to address these challenges, CMAs, I feel that CMAs have five basic tools to address these challenges. One is 3A process, that is purely farmer education or agricultural education. Then cost control, this is another very important aspect. Then CBA, that is cost benefit analysis, but this can happen only once 3A process and cost control is there. Then only we can go about cost benefit analysis, then value addition and yield management. These are the five aspects where CMAs can help the agriculture community, farmer community to come out of those major challenges, to face those major challenges and go with the mainstream of doubling of farmers' income and all that. So here lies the role of CMA. We will just go in detail about these five methods. In 3A process, 3A process is basically ascertainment, analysis, and action. Now, what is the ascertainment? Ascertainment is not only for the cost, it is for the yield first, then for the cost, then for the revenue, and then for the profits. So, unless a farmer is aware of these four aspects, he cannot analyze his potential. If we are able to ascertain these four components, then we can expect farmer or we can help them to analyze the things that see, this year you have taken this action, so this has given you more revenue, this activity has given you more yield. So this is how with this 3A process, and after analysis they can decide the action for the next year. This is nothing but like our budgetary control process is there. So similar to that, for the farming, we can say only three activities are needed. Ascertainment. If it is ascertained, we can analyze it. And if it is analyzed properly, we can take the corrective actions. And then again, we can go back to the cycle for the next year. So this 3A process is quite interesting and important, I feel, for the farmers. Then comes cost control. We all know Sir Henry Ford. I consider him as one of the senior most cost accountants or cost and management accountants. He has given a very nice statement that costs do not exist to be calculated. This statement was painted all through his factory. Costs do not exist to be calculated. Costs do exist to be reduced. Means cost, only saying that cost is being incurred. This much cost has been incurred. This much cost is going to be incurred. It is not going to help you unless we think of reducing it. So we have to educate our farmers about the cost control, cost reduction. So for this, first is it's normal process like any other cost control process. I can say we can just revise it. Like we have to identify the cost, we have to set cost control targets. Then if I say like I will reduce 10% of my cost, 10% of my variable cost, then I have to identify the measures, that what all measures, whether I have to reduce my, I am giving you the example of an industry, whether I have to reduce the packing cost, or I have to reduce my labor cost, or I have to reduce my raw material cost by bulk buying and all. So all these components together, we can reduce say 10% of our variable costs. So these are the identification of cost control measures. Similarly, in the agriculture also we can do, like they can reduce the utility cost, they can reduce the seed cost. So all these cost control measures can be defined, and then we have to implement those measures. Suppose they want to reduce the material cost. So what is their basic material? Seed is one of the major material, then manure is the material, fertilizer is the another input, important input, and pesticides and weedicides are the input. So they can utilize their own things, their own resources, like they can use their own seeds instead of buying from the market. They can keep the seeds in the previous year for the next year. That was the normal practice which we were following like ages back. But so this is how they can save. So as far as labor is concerned, he can think of utilizing labor in a better way, more efficient way. Whenever it is required, they can hire it, or else they can, like they may not hire that. So this is how cost control measures need to be implemented. And after implementation, after the season is over, crop is like we have harvested the crop, then we can monitor and evaluate. And then based on the evaluation, we can again set the target for the next year. So this process can be adopted or explained, told, propagated amongst the farming community. Then next is cost benefit analysis. So here, what is the process of cost benefit analysis? We all are aware about the cost benefit analysis that we do for the industries, but for the agriculture, it is much more simplified because their variables are very less. We have to identify the problem, we have to develop the alternatives, identify costs and benefits, evaluate the risk, and make the decision. This is the simple process. Here we have not to go much about the NPVs and all like we go in case of industry, because here the items are very like short term, you can say. So we can take the decision. Decisions are also small. So we can just utilize this process to do the cost benefit analysis. And this CBA, cost benefit analysis, can be done for the evaluation of investment opportunities, for the crop selection. Suppose they are in the area where sugarcane is not there, like in case of Vidar, sugarcane is very rare. In some districts, only sugarcane is available. So a person, a farmer who is selecting sugarcane in the area where there is no water, then certainly his yield will be less, his cost will be more. So this cost benefit analysis has to be can be utilized for the crop selection, that if he is pouring in this much of cost, whether he will be getting this much of yield or not. Then comes the resource allocation. Resources may be labor, power, water, etc. Then risk management. So all these, for all these items, we can utilize this cost benefit analysis, and we can help the farmers by telling them or doing this for on their behalf. Then comes very important thing, yield management. We as CMA cannot help farmers to tell them the method with which they can increase the yield, because we are not agriculturists. But there are certain agricultural practices which they are already aware of, but they don't apply because of one or other reason. So we have to make them aware of those reasons. So there are certain methods, there are certain methods, those are applicable in case of agriculture. That is, one is precision agriculture technique. This is nothing but the you can say it's a combination of ancient and contemporary methods. In this, this precision agriculture technique is purely a modern day technique that helps agriculture to improve the yield and reduce the input cost. These techniques are like remote sensing, GPS mapping, drone monitoring, etc. So with the help of these precision agriculture technique, yield can be improved. Then comes integrated pest management. In this case, pest management case, we can for pest, we always know that we need to use lot of pesticide. But if we talk about pest integrated pest management, in that case, what farmers can do, they can grow some pest resistant crops. There are certain pest resistant crops of, but every region is having such kind of crops that help pest to kill the pest there itself in the farm itself. Or sometimes what happens, that pest comes and attack those crops which are not that valuable, and pest leaves the original and main crop. So this pest management can be done to improve the yield. Then crop variety selection. So as I told you that for every item, for every crop as of now, there are a lot of varieties, but every variety is not suitable for every land, for every climate, for every, you can say, soil strata. So in that case, we need to select the crop, that crop variety which is conducive to our land, our soil strata, and our water availability. So this will automatically improve the yield. Like I was just giving you the example that in Vidarbha, there is land and water condition is not conducive for the sugarcane. But if you talk about Western Maharashtra, in Western Maharashtra, lot of sugarcane is there, and there most of the varieties can grow and give better results. But if you have to grow sugarcane in Vidarbha, then in that case very few sugarcane varieties will flourish much because of the water availability. There are certain species which are requiring less of water, so they can be grown in the region like Vidarbha, where there's a less water. Then another yield management technique we can utilize, and this is a very age-old technique, that is crop rotation. Like for 3 years, we have grown cotton. Then after 3 years, we can switch to sugarcane. After 3 years, we can switch to soybean, because this helps soil to maintain its nutrients. Like 3 years, suppose we have taken the cotton, and all the nutrients required for the cotton are exhausted, but the nutrients which are required for the soybean are there in the soil. So if we grow soybean, soybean will grow better. So this crop rotation helps a lot in improving the yield. And all judicious farmers, those who have traditional farming, or farming is their ancestral working, they adopt this crop rotation technique to improve the yield. Then weather monitoring and forecasting. Then storage and transportation. What happens? Yield, sometimes from the farm we have extracted enough good yield, but because of the storage facility and poor storage facility and poor transportation mechanism, we lose a lot of our produce, especially in case of fresh produce like vegetables, fruits, these kind of things, and even sugarcane also. So all these things, for this we need to improve the yield. If we need to improve the yield, we need to provide the proper storage and transportation mechanism. And how to evaluate whether this yield is properly working, is it enough or not, or we further can improve it. So for this, there is evaluation of crop yield. There's a method, particular method to evaluate crop yield. So there is one method that is known as crop equivalent yield, and other method is land equivalent ratio. So these two are the techniques with which we can assess the yield, crop yield. Yeah, then comes ancillary income. So in case of ancillary income, we all know that farming is the basic income for a farmer, but he grows with the ancillary income. Ancillary income can be like anything. It can be value added products, making of value added products. It can be opening farm to table restaurants. It can be by utilizing our farm as agri-tourism place. We can go for some agricultural education. That can also be you can say uh, ancillary income or added income for the farmer. Then hunting can be there, dairy farming is there, then customized services can be there. Like if I am a vegetable grower, I can select a piece of I can select an area in the city, nearby city, where I can supply all the cut chopped vegetables. So it can be a customized service. I can provide cut vegetables to the hoteliers and restaurants. So like this, we can add some sources of income to our kitty in addition to our regular agricultural income. Then suppose some land is there, some non-fertile land is there, we can give it for the rental. We can open some shop where like housewife of the wife of the farmer can take care during the season, and farmer himself can be engaged in that shop for in the non-season. So all these can be like part of ancillary income. Through this, even they can generate income by having solar power mechanization over and above their houses. So they can generate power, and they can put that power, like that will save to their electricity cost. And at the same time, they when they are giving some power to the grid, that will give them the added revenue, and they will become the power generators as well. So these can be there. I just talked about like farm to table restaurants. So in Western Maharashtra, I will give you a very interesting example that there every farm in Western Maharashtra becomes a Hurda party place during the winter season. Why? Because that is the time when they are having lot of jawar, bajra, etc. These crops are there, and they convert these crops into like fresh crops of these two three things. Corn is also there, wheat is also there, so they convert into a very tasty dishes, and they just open their farm for everyone to visit and take that hurda. That dish is called hurda. So that gives an added revenue to the farmer in addition to their farming income. So this is how they can earn some ancillary income. And for this all kind of ancillary income, farmers at outset, they might not be interested, because this is something they have to go way beyond their normal working. So we can give them, we as CMA can give them cradle to grave support, that how they start. Suppose they want to start a dairy business. So how they can start the dairy business, what will be its profitability, how much money can be pooled in, because nowadays getting credit for the farmers is not difficult. They get it very easily from the banks. So all these things we can help them to get any of these kind of ancillary sources of the income. So for this, everywhere we can engage ourselves and we can help. Value addition. In case of value addition, we have already talked about this. What we need to have, we have raw agri produce. We add processing to it, and we simply market it. Whenever these three elements are there, we can get the value added products. These products are not only giving some revenue, in fact, I say that this is butter to the bread for the farmer. I know couple of farmers, couple of rather organic farmers with not much of the land holding maybe 10 acre, 20 acre. With that small land holding, what they are doing, they are whatever they are producing, they are just converting that, like they are like making some bakery products like biscuits, etc., biscuits, khari, those kind of snacks they are preparing in the bakery. Then some farmers making dairy products with the help of their dairy. So all these things are like helping them to add some revenue to their kitty without adding much of the cost. Then CMAs and FPO management. FPO, we all know that FPO is a very upcoming business entity that is helping the farmers, and that is coming to streamline, or you can say consolidate all the agricultural things. So for FPO is just like any other business entity which is working in the area of agriculture mainly. So for them, we can do all the management techniques. We can apply all the management techniques like maybe budgeting, break-even analysis, variance analysis, target costing, yield management, key performance indicators, etc. All these can be applied for the purpose of management, FPO management. So all these KPIs for the, like we can even develop a good system for the FPOs to perform better and better, to give better farmer welfare, because FPOs are nothing but the farmers are the members. It's a collective body of the farmers. So if FPO is doing good, its ultimate benefit will go to the farmers. It's a farmer owner company, you can say. Now, I talked a lot about CMAs, how CMAs can help. And now our parent body, our institute, what all our institute has done in this domain, I would like to briefly share about it. First of all, we formed at our institute level, we formed an agriculture task force under the chairmanship of past president CMA P. Raju Iyer sir. And now that agriculture task force has been converted into an agriculture cost management board. So this board is taking a lot of initiatives, and we are expecting much more from this board. Under this board, we have entered into an agreement with IGNU, where we have started a diploma course in agri cost management. This course has already been listed. So anyone from your family or your friend's side want to understand a cost and agriculture relationship, they can do this 1 year course. This is very interesting course. Then but this ACMB has conducted various online and physical programs for the benefit of members. So far, we have released 2 research monographs, AgriCost Clinic, where you will get all the items, all the wisdom, where we can apply all our skill set of a CMA towards the improvement of the agriculture farming. Then there's another research monograph, that is Farmer First, and couple of research bulletins have also been released containing knowledge-filled articles from learned writers across the country. And this board has already reached out to various government bodies like NABARD, CACP, NIRD, and various agricultural universities to explore and support this domain. Not many negotiations talks are on, not many things are on. I think in due course of time, we will be getting some good results. This has been done so far. And our institute has been invited by State Level Bankers Committee of West Bengal to be part of price validation team for agricultural commodities. So this is also very respectable thing which we are already into. But Still, I think this is not enough. We have few more things to do at the institute level. First of all, I want that it should come out with the conflict. This is my purely personal view. Uh, so, institute should come out with a comprehensive guidance note on handling of practical challenges of agriculture sector by utilizing skill set of our members. What all is the core skill of our members? We need to come out with a comprehensive guidance note. Then initiatives to be taken by the institute for involvement of members in working out cost of cultivation. We all know that MSP is being settled. MSP is a matter of like too much dispute as of now. So if our members are involved in working out the cost of cultivation in various crops in different states, that can form the basis for the MSP, working of the MSP. This is a core area where I feel our members should be introduced. Then we need to understand needs with the NABARD for involvement of members in preparing their district-wise annual potential linked credit plan. We all know NABARD. So NABARD every year is preparing a potential linked credit plan for every district, and then at the end of the year they are evaluating that plan for preparing the next year plans. So I feel that our members should be part of this committees who are preparing these annual potential linked plan somewhere, because this will help, this will ease out. This is a very exhaustive exercise which NABARD is doing. So here I feel our members can like contribute a lot. And then lastly, NABARD is basically very instrumental in promoting FPOs. So if they can authorize our members practicing CMAs to conduct performance audit for FPOs, it will be a great for the profession, as well as it will help FPOs also to come out of their problems, because FPOs are, I have studied almost 400 FPOs, so I realize that they really need the support from our members, because alone I cannot do that. So if it is done between institute and NABARD, I think it will help a lot to the FPOs mainly, and ultimately it is going to benefit the farmers. So this is all from my side. Now it's open for interaction. If you have any questions, you can put across. If possible, I'll try to like resolve that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for such a nice and vivid presentation. Yes, ma'am, we have received many questions. The first question is, in the context of lack of knowledge among farmers, how artificial intelligence can help knowledge transfer for agricultural intelligence?
In fact, artificial intelligence, I believe, is very good, but that can be helpful only when farmers are little educated and they know how to use that. Because to use artificial intelligence, we need to have some intelligence of ours. So I think that instead of like adding all the things for in the artificial intelligence, let us work more towards inculcating human intelligence amongst our farmers, because that gives them a better understanding of the things, and then they will be able to utilize the artificial intelligence judiciously.
Yes, ma'am. The next question, how can CMAs help in the implementation and management of FPOs to increase the economic strength of small farming operations?
For this, I think it's a very good question, but it's a very lengthy question. Like I gave you a few things, few activities where we can really help them. Like we can help them in budgeting, help them in calculating the break even, that minimum this much should be their business. Then we should help them in KPIs, in developing the systems, developing the KPIs, and then monitoring, helping them to monitor those KPIs. So for this, I have already written an article in Agri Bulletin, recent Agri Bulletin. I think Sumita Madam, if she is here, she will be able to guide about it, or she will be able to share the link very soon for that Agri Bulletin. So there you can go through, like I have given many aspects where we can really contribute to help the FPOs. And I really feel like after studying around 400 FPOs, I really feel that there are certain FPOs who are doing very well, but they still need a lot of help from us. They are looking towards such community like CMAs to help them out. So that will be a thing. That is my submission.
Our next question, how can CMAs effectively leverage technologies such as data analytics and blockchain to enhance agricultural efficiency and sustainability?
Agriculture, this blockchain and all, I think it can be helpful as far as like marketing of the agriculture produce is there, but it cannot help much in getting the things. I am not much aware about blockchain operations and all. Like I'm like not right person to answer this, but what I believe is like for the marketing and all, it is fine, but for the core agricultural activities, it is difficult.
Whether agricultural audit by CMAs can help agri prosperity.
What do you mean by agricultural audit? First, you just let me know. I believe that if we are able to do, because agricultural audit is very difficult, but certainly like I suggested for performance audit of the FPOs, because nowadays what is happening that most of the farmers are getting collectively getting into formation of some FPOs. So they are doing some business, and if we evaluate their performance, like suppose I have 10 FPOs and I want to do the performance audit. Because in agriculture, you cannot compare the yields of West Bengal to the yields of Kerala, or yields of Kerala to the yields of Maharashtra, because this is very much area specific. So what we have to do, if I'm doing performance audit of say 50 FPOs in Vidarbh region, or in say Western Maharashtra region, or in some region around West Bengal or Kolkata or Kerala or wherever. So there we have to fix their standards, and based on those standards, we can go for the performance audit. That if A is getting yield of 10 quintals per acre, why B is not getting 10 acres, why he is getting only 8 acres. So we need to, this is actually very subjective. It's not that objective, like if we compare sugar industry of whether Uttar Pradesh or of Tamil Nadu, the parameters are going to be same. So in case of agriculture, it is not so. So I don't support agriculture audit, but yes, performance audit I do support.
Ma'am, how can CMAs accurately quantify the long-term environmental and social costs like soil degradation, water pollution, community health associated with different agricultural practices and integrate these into decision making?
Okay. So for this, definitely, I feel you need to seek the help of some expert agriculturists. Only by having the skill set of a CMA, it will be difficult to answer this, because agricultural practices are very different. So we need to take the help of some agricultural experts. So they will be able to help you regarding all these things.
How can we develop cost accounting systems that incentivize farmers to adopt sustainable practices, considering the potential for delayed financial returns?
We, as standalone CMAs, it's very difficult. We cannot do this. But if we certainly join hands with some agency like NABARD, we can definitely do this, because returns are delayed in case of agriculture, because today they are today they are preparing the soil, and after 6 months they will be getting the returns. So that delay is there. That is a natural phenomena. Nobody can be like held responsible for this, because farm or land itself takes 3 months to like mature the crop. So for this, nobody individually can do anything, but certainly we can take the help of certain agencies who can mitigate the risk of some wrong thing going on during this time. Suppose today I have prepared the land, and after 6 months, so in between 6 months, there should be no risk at all. So these kind of things can be done with the help of some bigger organizations.
Okay, ma'am. Uh, Fertilizer is provided to farmers at a very subsidized cost. How is it evaluated as cost?
Because it is ultimately, it is not getting free. No doubt in US, if you compare, they may be getting at 3,000 rupees per bag. Here we are getting at 300 rupees per bag. But ultimately it is cost. It is cost. And whatever is the subsidized price, that is cost to the government. Remaining 300, whatever farmer is paying, is cost for him.
How can we create a system that allows for the depreciation or appreciation of natural capital assets?
I think there is some method. I'm not actually clear about this, but there must be some method to do this, or else our institute can devise some method. Some accounting procedure or some accounting policy can be prepared for doing this, providing depreciation for the natural assets.
So we have received many questions. I'm now taking it as the last question now, since we are running
Okay.
short of time.
Okay.
So how can we measure the social return on investment of agricultural subsidies, considering factors like food security, rural employment, and environmental protection?
See, this is a very, I'll say it's a good question, but at the same time, in which perspective we are taking this will definitely guide our method to do this. It's as good as in like working out return on investment on any other business, for any other business assets. So similarly, we can do this, but it may vary depending upon the asset to asset, or what kind of investments are being made at the social level. So this is a very subjective question. But the principle,
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
basic principles will remain same, whatever we are doing it for the industry. I don't see any other different reason to adopt a different method.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So with this, we're completing this question answer session. I mean, the participants are really enriched by your presentation, ma'am. We have received so many questions and they have
Yeah,
interacted so
I'm
well.
really happy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. So now I would request CMA Sucharita Chakraborty, ma'am. She's the additional director and HUD of our Journal and Publications Committee to give the vote of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, madam.
On behalf of the Journal and Publication Directorate, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being a part of this insightful and enriching webinar on the role of CMS in agri prosperity. I express my sincere thanks to our chairman, Harshad S. Deshpande sir, for his constant inspiration to us. A special thank to our speaker for taking time out of her busy schedule to share her expertise with us. Her valuable insights into the critical role that cost and management accountants play in transforming agriculture and ensuring sustainable growth in the sector have been truly enlightening. We are now equipped with a better understanding of how the role of CMS can contribute to enhancing the economic viability of agriculture and creating a prosperous future for our farmers. I would also like to express my appreciation to our moderator, Srimati Indrakshi Bhattacharya. Thank you to all the participants who joined this program and make this session interactive and lively. Your questions and feedback have contributed to the success of the event. I would like to thank all of you and सबसे बड़ी सब किसान भाई बहनों को नमस्कार. We all citizens of India are indebted to them. Now we have to wrap up this session. We look forward to connecting with you at our future events. Namaskar once again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. So thanks to our team, thanks to our speakers, thanks to our IT support, and hope to have such interactive sessions with you, ma'am, in near future also. Thank you so much. So with this, we are closing the session for today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
दीदी नमस्कार, फिर मिलेंगे.
Yes, yes.